Welcome to South Jersey Girls. I'm Klein Aliardi,
And I'm Elise Notariani.
and it's just the two of us today. The youngins are here, which is probably a good thing because this topic is not for the faint of heart. We are talking about ghosts today.
Which is one of my favorite topics because I'm a little bit of a weirdo. Not in a morbid way, but
No.
I think it's very interesting.
Of course not. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Oh.
So
why?
I don't know. I just think that they've been going on for so long in history, and there's so many things that just don't make sense at all.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
So I have 3 different ghost stories. The first is when I was really young and I was walking upstairs, and I just remember feeling like there was somebody in the entryway to the staircase to the 3rd floor, and I just knew my grandpa was there. It wasn't a weird thing. It wasn't something that I was scared of or I saw something. I just for some reason was like, oh, my grandpa's there, and I walked upstairs. I didn't think about it again. So that's the first one. And then that same thing happened again at my boyfriend's house, and I remember looking in the mirror, fixing my hair, and it was the same situation where there was somebody standing on the staircase behind me, and it was just a guy. It was an older middle-aged guy.
Oh my God.
Behind me. And it was another one of those things that didn't feel weird because I just knew there was somebody there, the same way that if his sister had walked up the stairs. And
yeah, it's exactly the same.
Well, that's how it felt. And I immediately forgot about it. And I never mentioned it to anyone until a couple months later when his mom mentioned the exact same thing. And that's when I was like, oh my God, it was a ghost. Because the guy who sold the house had passed away recently.
Oh my God. Did they move out immediately?
No, I mean, as far as I know, there hasn't been anything else.
Wait, they're still there?
Yeah.
No.
It's a great house.
No. Once you know that you're living with a ghost, you move out of your house.
Well, if it's a benevolent ghost.
You move on. No.
Well, I remember waking up a handful of times in the middle of the night in my in my room, and there was somebody laying in the bed next to me. I look over, I feel them there. I know they are there. I can see them there. I'm positive that there is somebody. It's never happened anywhere except that one room in my parents' old house.
Oh, that's weird. I hate to say this, but that makes me think it's that room and not you.
I know.
Right?
So I am on, and this has nothing to do with that, but somehow I've stumbled into witch TikTok, and I'm all about it.
Is this they dress up?
No, it's not costumes. They're
just witches. Yeah.
We've got the native witches and the green witches and death witches.
What are green witches? Environmentally friendly?
Well, I don't know if it's environmentally friendly or as much as they connect with, or they feel they connect with plants.
The earth.
The earth.
Interesting.
I think. I could have all these witches coming
natural
because I've said the wrong thing. But I've fallen into witch TikTok, and a lot of them are they'll talk about, I didn't realize I had these gifts, or I thought maybe there was some weird things growing up, and then in my 20s or something, it all really clicked. So I'm wondering if I'm at the age
this is your
now
time.
I'm gonna find out that I'm low-key a witch.
Oh my God. I hope so. At least I really hope so.
So you haven't said, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I think part of my hesitation is also that I've never tested it. I've never pushed it, because if I did and I saw something, I know that I would not be able to live life for several months afterwards. That would be all I could think about, and I think I would have nightmares.
Really?
Yeah. What are your feelings on the Jersey Devil?
Is there a story about Napoleon's brother lived in South Jersey, right?
The general?
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure that his brother...
Hold on. I mean, keep talking, but I need to look that up.
Yeah, please confirm this. But I'm pretty sure that his brother moved to New Jersey and is one of the first people to...
Oh my God.
One of the major people to report on the Jersey Devil.
I don't know how much I trust this website. It's called AmericanFolklore.net.
Love it.
But they say he was hunting alone in the woods, and he spotted something strange. Oh, strange tracks. Oh, when he turned around, he found himself face to face with a large winged creature with a horse-like head and bird-like legs. Okay, so he literally saw the Jersey Devil.
His brother's out there conquering the world, and
Yeah, seriously.
Hanging out in the pine belt.
I mean, really, if your brother is Napoleon, like, I think you just have to go to Jersey
And you have to have some kind of good story when you come home, because no one's
True.
what you're doing.
Oh my God.
Brothers, like, conquering these other countries. No one's going to care about you unless you've seen the devil.
Maybe the Jersey Devil is all made up and he made it up
Oh
so
my God,
that
what
he
if we
wouldn't
crack
seem
this?
like such a loser.
I think we crack this.
Yeah.
No place is complete without their own ghost stories, I think.
That's absolutely true. I would consider a place very boring if they didn't have weird history. Why do I feel like you did research on like South Jersey haunted stuff?
One of my first articles for the magazine was Spooky South Jersey. But when I was doing research for that article, I couldn't do the crazy out there stuff. So I wasn't, writing about the Jersey Devil. I wasn't writing about these like crazy ghost stories. So I had
You couldn't send people on like a witch hunt.
No, I couldn't. So it was more like Kate May has some haunted, Victorian houses.
What's your favorite one?
I'm trying to think. I liked writing about the what is it, the Burlington prison?
Yeah.
Because that is apparently
Wild
super haunted.
stories.
They've done a whole bunch of paranormal investigations on it, and to the point where they, I think, offer paranormal investigations every like Friday and Saturday night.
I just saw that. I was on their website because I was like doing research on this stuff, and they were like, if you want to book the prison for a paranormal investigation, call us here. And I was just like, huh?
Should I bring up my weird obsession with cemeteries?
Sure.
So I've always been weirdly obsessed with cemeteries, and again, not in a morbid way, but I just think they're really
just because you say it's not in a morbid way doesn't mean it's not in a morbid way.
All right. Well, I think they're so interesting. I'm interested in the people because also they're really pretty.
Well, yeah.
It's very peaceful.
I'm fascinated by the stories that come from that. Have you seen have you gone to Walt Whitman's grave?
No, I haven't.
You should go.
That's on my list.
Is it really on your list? Do you have a list of cemeteries?
Yeah.
Elise. Come on.
I mean, I don't write it down and like check them off, but yeah, I definitely have a list of places that I'd like to go.
Okay.
I think they're neat.
That's different from cemeteries. As long as
No, when I say places, I mean cemeteries.
Okay. Yeah, that's we'll pretend that that's normal.
No one's gonna like me after this. You're gonna be like, you're a weirdo.
No, but you're gonna be really popular with the witch TikTok. So
I hope
there's a cemetery TikTok.
Is there?
Ooh, if there's not, you should start it.
I'm in.
You know there are people who would follow you on that. 100%.
Absolutely.
If you are listening to this and you like cemeteries, send Elise a message. She's at Elise Notariani on Instagram. Tell her where to go.
I will start a cemetery TikTok.
I'm here with psychic medium and ghost hunter Craig McManus. He has written several books on the haunted history of Cape May and leads ghost tours at the Shore Town in between channeling sessions with his clients. How are you doing, Craig?
I'm doing great.
Good. How have you been doing in lockdown, let's call it? What have you been up to?
Well, I actually started many years ago doing phone sessions for clients, and I just backtracked and I went, back for a couple months to, channeling via Zoom or on the phone.
Is doing the reading over Zoom or over the phone, does it make it different than doing it in person?
No, spirits aren't restricted by location like we are. They
Right.
pop back and forth.
That's very helpful for lockdown. Can you tell us when you first realized that you had this gift?
Well, I think I've had the gift my whole life because it runs down family lines, which is typical for many people that have psychic ability. If you trace it back, someone had the ability. The problem is a lot of people didn't talk about it. In my case, my dad used to say from when I was very young that things would just pop into his head. He would see images, black and white images, or have a feeling about things. Later in life, my mom would talk about, oh, that tree's got to fall down. And I would say, Mom, that tree's been blowing like that for 30 years in the wind. And I'd get a call that night and the tree would have fallen down. So I think I got it from two family lines, mother and father's side.
So because I'm just thinking, like my mom all the time talks about these dreams that she'll have, that when someone has died who's like a family friend, and then she'll have a dream with something really specific that seems to be from that person. Does that mean I should see if I can tap into my psychic ability?
My mom and dad both had components of it,
Right.
but there are families that, one sibling has it and the others don't.
Got it.
So on my dad's side, his grandfather, he was born in Sweden, came over here at a young age. He had psychic ability. My dad's first cousin worked as a medium, and I asked her once, why didn't you ever tell me that? She said, "Oh, people think it's strange. We don't really like to talk about it."
What do you say to skeptics? Do you try to convince them?
Yeah, I mean, that's my world. The only thing that will convince a skeptical person is firsthand experience, whether it's being in a haunted place and having an experience with a ghost, or attending a channeling session and having something come through that's just so specific.
Speaking of hauntings, you do a lot of work with Cape May. I believe you've called it your second home, which I love to hear because I'm obsessed with Cape May. What makes Cape May so prime for, all of those haunted activities?
Overall, Cape May just seems to be a magnet for surviving personalities that don't want to leave, whether it's unfinished business or they just enjoy the energy as much as we do.
Do you have any kind of favorite stories that you have heard or experienced, maybe?
Place called the Sea Holly Inn.
Mm-hmm.
This was a place that on the third floor, the ghost of a woman would be experienced only by the men staying there. They'd smell her perfume. They'd feel her sit on the bed. There were all kinds of interesting stories.
Wow.
And the women that would stay in the same room would experience a child, seeing a child, feeling a child shake the bed, hearing a child's voice. And one night when I was laying in bed, something woke me up, and I started saying, what is that? And I fell back asleep, and it was early in the morning, so the sun was coming up, and something got on the bed, pressed down on the bed. I could feel the covers go next to me. There was no one else in the bed, and it woke me to the point where I sort of froze. I opened my eyes slowly, and this young child, a girl, had sort of transparently been like looking at me, like hands on the mat, and pulled back really fast, just rolled back, disappeared, like a fireball would go out.
Wow.
She was not solid, not wispy, somewhere in between. And at the same time, I opened my eyes, I could hear this like this giggle, and then I saw a split second. So that night, I had an EMF meter. Now, I don't put a lot of faith in EMF meters because, they're meant to pick up electromagnetic fields and walls and, anything to set them off. This was the one time that EMF meter really worked. I set it on the bed and I said, "Is anyone here? Is anyone here?" And all of a sudden I started getting this cold feeling. And that doesn't bother me. Cold spot. That's actually good. Okay.
Okay.
Then I hear this, the meter had a sound you could sit in. I hear this, and I look at the meter, and the meter goes from 0 up to 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. And I said, "Are you there?" And then it went back down to nothing. And I left it there for another hour, never did another thing. That kind of experience to me is what makes the hunt worth it.
Right.
However, I love investigating for ghosts, but not when I'm asleep. I do not want to have experiences when I'm sleeping. The shop is closed.
Yeah.
I've 3 or 4 experiences in Cape May where something that felt like, a body got into bed next to me, pushed the whole mattress down, pulled the covers tight, and I couldn't even turn, to the point where I was facing this way. It was against my back. It's the first thing that distracted me was I felt something, and then one of my pillows went over my head to the floor to the right.
Oh
And
my God.
I thought, my arms are on my right. What did I do to launch a pillow? It was like one of those little bed pillows.
Wow.
And then I went to look on the floor next to me, and that's where all of a sudden I heard this, and this, not only the mattress, but the covers are tightening down. So now I have, I could get away, and I waited. I called to Willie in the other room, and And he goes, "You're dreaming." I said, "I'm not dreaming. I'm
Oh
wide
my
awake.
God.
Something is in the bed." And with that, it went boom, it lifted up and was gone. That was a startling experience.
Yeah. Because that's a slightly frightening experience. Should people be afraid of ghosts and spirits?
Well, historically, there isn't a documented case of a real ghost hurting a living being. In Cape May, I would have to say most of the places that I've investigated, the spirits are benevolent.
Hmm.
They want to peacefully coexist. They're there
Right.
because they want to stay, they want to finish things, they like it. We become what's haunting them. I mean, think about it, spirit ghost is there for 150 years, sometimes Cape May. How many people with psychic ability are going to come into that house saying, "I know you're here, give me a sign,"
Right.
or somebody screaming at them,
Yeah.
The ghost must be pretty damn sick of it.
You do ghost walks in Cape May for people. It's on my bucket list of things I need to do when I go down the shore. What can people expect? What do you tell people to be ready for when they're with you?
When I take people out on my ghost tours, we do not go into the houses or the buildings. We'll stand in front of them, and I'll talk about my experiences with that location. And then I'll relate what others have told me. And also, I'll put history into the lecture. I think history is very important because a lot of it gets forgotten. But you need to know the backstory. What's making this surviving personality stay behind? Why won't it leave? Who was he or she in life? So there's ghosts of dogs and ghosts of cats too.
Interesting. Have you ever come in contact with one of those?
Oh yeah, there's actually at Columbia House. So people had reported over the years of seeing a ghost cat inside, a black cat. Well, as I did research, I found out that 3 owners ago, they had a cat named Alex. And I was staying in the second floor suite. About 3 o'clock, I feel something jump on the bed, walking around. Well, I had a cat at that point. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you wake up, you forget you're in the day. I'm thinking
Right.
I'm here. So I'm looking around. I'm reaching for my cat to tell it to lie down, because that's what I do. My cat lie down. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And I put my hand right through the air. There's no cat there. Well, I could hear the purring, and I woke up. This is an embarrassing moment in my ghost hunting career because there were other people staying with me, and I screamed, "Ghost kitty."
That's amazing.
It felt like a cat. It's a cat. It just didn't look like a cat because it was invisible.
You're like blowing my mind. When is your next tour?
Well, they are now sold out and we had to limit the number because of COVID. But it's October 16th and 17th, I believe, Friday and Saturday. And I'm going to be doing 3 walking tours and midnight at the Physic Estate, which is sort of a seance ghost tour of the old Emlyn Physic Estate, which has a lot of energy.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that I have my agenda now for when I visit. Thanks to Craig McManus for joining us today. Elise, if he hosted a ghost hunt, would you go with me? Because I need company on that. I'm not doing that by myself.
Yeah, I might need you to hold my hand, but I would absolutely go.
Okay, good. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like what you're hearing, leave us a review.
And if you have a cemetery TikTok, shoot me an email at elise@sjmagazine.net. Subject line, here's my dead people.
Oh, okay. Because, yeah, that won't get flagged.
No, probably not.
Totally normal.
On that note, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.